So at 49 degrees Aries, right? That's what we're looking at. There's a large learning triangle. This is formed by a blue sextile red square and a green quincunx aspect. So there's three phases. So let's look at this. It's green to blue, blue to green. So whenever we have a triangle, each point, right? Each point is a lesson. So we talk about this. So the lesson here is going to be conflict, striving for solution, and then harmonization. Okay. So let's see what are the transit. The conflict is actually the new moon squares Mars. Now, yes, as a Martian, this is a lot of hot energy. Mars is like, very heated. We all know this. So we're talking about irritation, impatience, anger, resentment, or sexual frustration, very destructive energy. Of course, one of the great thing about this type of energy is like if you master this, you can channel it. Oh my goodness. Like this is creative energy. So you can definitely channel it into creativity, hard work, exercise, or of course, sex itself. So otherwise, you can get the opposite, which would be the conflict, the fighting, accident, pain, or exhaustion are possible. So there is, Infinity and I always talk about octave when you come to this energy. So this kind of understanding. So this is part of the learning is this. The first phase of the learning and development mechanism represent the conflict or the crisis. So here we are. So watch what conflict have you been dealing with? Because we're about to resolve this. Okay. So whatever the conflict has been within the past 3 months or more, right? Or even if it was last week, whatever that conflict was. So here we can utilize. This is the first phase. So understand that the old states are no longer tenable. So maybe you're not able to hold the energy of frustration. Because remember, this is what's happening with spring. The energy is spring is going to push upward. The chi, the chi is an upward moving chi. So you're going to look at the outside and you're going to look at the trees, giving you the best example when they are budding, right? So unless you live in all year round spring, summer-like weather. But if you live in a multi-weather type of place, you can actually look at how the trees bud, right? And it's like they come upward, right? So this is that. Because you have to come out from the darkness, right? Let's put it that way. So the second transit is Mars, Quincunx, Pluto. Now here, Mars again, very much self, very much ego, very much. And I love the ego. See, I'm not one of those people who are ego bad. No, ego, the protector. Like ego is like that thing that says breathe, survive, we're living. So the ego is wonderful. So Quincunx, Pluto. So this is intense energy, like very passionate, intense energy. One of the great things about this energy, there's another one that I was looking at that, because there's a sun. Right now, the key thing here is that the sun is also sextiling Pluto. And then I'm going to talk about the harmonization, but there's an effect on here. So Mars is Quincunx, Pluto here. So here's this energy, intense longing to achieve whatever your desire. So the hidden desire, the desire of your subconscious is actually right here, because the sun is Quincunx is this up until the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse is in April 20th. So this transit of Pluto, the sun sextiling Pluto is a pretty long one. So it's gonna it's gonna highlight your most hidden desire. So that's that transit. That's a month. But this one for this new moon is a Mars, Quincunx, Pluto. That is that is gonna be an intense longing to achieve your most intense desire. My energy has been so anxious lately. The anxiety has to do with earth energy, right? So earth energy is usually like, so I always say yes, of course, grounding. Everybody says that. My other thing for anxiety is like painting, drawing, or those those art, those adult drawing books. That's what I like for anxiety. However, that pressure from the anxiety is the pressure that you feel of the earth bubbling up. It's the pressure on the earth that is pushing upward. It's an energy of the wind that is over the earth or under the earth. It's like pushing upward. That's why it's like an upward moving chi. Usually for me, like I'm an Aries baby, so I always feel the need to just like push out the door whenever it comes spring. And then, however, because it's the winter and you just have to wait. Infinity knows I'm very impatient when it comes to needing to do things, but I understand that I'm a little bit older. When I was younger, I didn't wait. I'm a little bit older, so I'm learning not just patience, but the idea of retreat, the idea of not doing anything yet because you're waiting for the right time. So in terms of feeling the anxiety, there's things that you can do to help, but the key here is the understanding that within the retreat space is where you can do contemplation and learn a lot. So this energy can be manipulative. This is the Mars Quincunx Pluto, manipulative, controlling, or deceptive. So you can look for maybe people employing these tactics. So in the long run, it depending on how you take, like an energy can either be positive or negative. I'm saying it's a very positive energy because of that sun on it. So we're looking at, however, this is aggressive Mars. So just to say that, so it can lead to mistakes or accident if you're not applying it. It's an intensified sex drive, brings the risk of sexual abuse if dating, possibility of threats, intimidation, violence, exploitation, peers, dishonesty, and betrayal. So we are looking at all of these very intense, passionate. But don't forget that Pluto is our subconscious, desires. And, sometimes one of the key things to understand about Pluto is Mercury, right? So a lot of times when Mercury goes retrograde, it's Mercury going into Pluto to pull our subconscious memories, to pull like what you haven't brought up. So here, this is being driven just by, the exposure to Mars. And so I think the relationship between Pluto and, Mercury may be easier versus the relationship between Mars and Pluto. However, because that aggressive, like bringing aggression to darkness, may not go well. However, like I said, you can still utilize this energy for creativity. The fact that the sun is here is a beautiful energy to me for the whole month up until the maybe even after the eclipse of April 20th. Okay, this is the second part of the learning. So we had red, of course, the conflict, the green, which is this one. This is the striving for solution. The striving for solution here is the learning here is understanding the crisis mechanism. Okay, the crisis mechanism is going to be communication and the provision of information here that's going to lead to the new experience. So this is key to understand. Again, we normally are not associating communication with Pluto, but remember here, subconscious. So this can be in dreams as well. So watch for what you are dreaming. What is your subconscious telling you, especially in these dreams? So here you're ready to experiment, search, strive for solution to the problem. So motivation, the key here is an expansion to our consciousness, to learning, and then of course to the development of the self. Remember, since 2020, we've been learning different lessons. Like we're graduating year by year. So here, the communication is definitely going to be in the dream. So watch your dream space. What are you dreaming about? What's coming up in your dream? Look for it, especially with the new moon. So watch. Sometimes we don't remember our dream. Key to remembering your dream: when you first wake up, before you go pee, write it down. Before you even open your eyes, get a piece of paper. Like what I usually do, I have a dream journal I put next to me with a pen or pencil or whatever. And then while I'm in the bed, before I do anything, I scribble, I write. I write in the dark. We're not lighting any light. We're not opening our eyes. We just writing. If I can write, I can draw, whatever. Anything that's like coming to mind, Don't talk to anybody yet. Don't pee yet. Don't walk. Don't get out of the bed. Just write. That's one way to remember like the exact dream. Now, of course, if you go pee, you're 100% woken up. If you turn on the light, same thing. You're shining light on your eyes. That's gonna wake you up. Okay, so that's the key here to remembering the dream. Okay, so the harmony is the third lesson. This is the blue has aspect of harmonization. So we get conflict, a way to resolve the conflict, right? Striving for a solution to that conflict, and the harmonization. So this is really about our deep dark desires, because it's coming up with our true self. Like, who are you? That some of those questions get answered to us. So let's see conflict, striving for solution. This transit is Mars, Quincunx, Pluto. Okay, this is an intense. Let me make sure. No, wait, no. Striving for solution. I got that one. Okay, we did that one. So the harmonization here is the new moon sextile Pluto. Sorry, the harmonization here is the new moon sextile Pluto. This is the tremendous drive, single-mindedness, determination to achieve your goal, right? Now, of course, we're talking about creative drive, so a lot of sexual tension here. There's because we're here, new moon emotions, right? So, and then you have that subconscious, right? That subconscious. So there is an increased attractiveness, can be sexual, doesn't necessarily have to be, but you know how we are as human beings. So whenever I think like we're dealing with sexual energy, you don't necessarily have to have it with another person. So just the understanding that creative drive can be transferred to us, in terms of your creation, like your business, your whatever, whatever it is that you're passionate about, that you're working on. And definitely let it transform. Let it transform you. In a way, it can transform you, because remember, you are communicating with your subconscious here within the dream space. So here, any of the extreme behaviors can be eliminated. You can repair broken things. So the bad habits, the extreme behaviors can be transformed. So talk to yourself. In practices, we wake up around the 4:30 in the morning. So how I got myself used to waking up at 4:30 in the morning is to actually, I started pulling on alarms at first. And then after a while, I didn't need the alarm. My body just naturally wake up. I started that years ago, and I still have that same thing. However, notice when you first need to pee. This is gonna be your hint here. You first need to pee. Like, sometimes you might wake up and be like, oh, am I gonna get out of bed? Like that kind of a thing. So notice that and work on it. Okay. So we have those three aspects. So here, going back to the harmony. Can you figure out the cause of the relationship difficulty so you can heal it? Okay. Watch for those dreams. Can you probe under the surface? You're talking to yourself. Remember that the opportunity to communicate with your subconscious is very much here. So, and noticing your quote unquote habits. We have certain behaviors that are self-destructive that we can work on here. So we can definitely work on here. That is, in a way, getting in our way with moving forward, getting in our, how do you call it, getting in your own way. I hate to say that, but like blocking you from your own blessing type of thing. I'm not a person that uses the word blessing, but you get the gist. That's more popular saying. So making sure that all of those dark tendencies, we bring them into the light. This is what that sun sextile Pluto is doing for this whole. Remember, this is from, I think it was from last week up until the eclipse in April 20th. So this energy exposing our subconscious is going. It's a great energy. I mean, Infinity and I usually argue about transits because I'm usually the darker person, but this time I am like really. Not only am I obsessed about this transit of the sun sextile Pluto, but I like the dark. I like noticing the darker aspect of my personality, that I am not that friendly. You know what I mean? So, in that respect, so we're gonna look at this. So this is the lesson for the new moon. It's a large learning triangle. So take the opportunity to resolve those conflicts. So you have the conflict transit is new moon squares Mars. This is that energy of fighting, the irritation, impatience, anger, resentment, that however it is that you feel about whatever the fight, whatever that conflict is, that's your feeling regarding the conflict. The striving for the solution transit is Mars, Quincunx, Pluto. And this is that desire, because sometimes you finish having a fight with somebody, and then how do you truly feel deep down in your subconscious? This is, and then your subconscious is going to communicate with you. And so watch for the dreams, right? And the harmony here is this drive to make things right, with the new moon sextile Pluto. So be very, very, very mindful with this energy. Again, the March new moon is in the sign of Aries. I'm saying this absolutely incorrectly. SCHE, right? I couldn't say shit too, but I'm saying shit, but you can't say shit. So we're looking at SCHEAT. Okay, this is going to cause extreme misfortune, murder, suicide, and drowning. She is especially unfortunate star regarding the sea. So indicates danger that elements in the form of tidal waves and violent storms. Okay, so there is a possible positive influence that can emanate from sheet. But only for some people with an effect on their mental creativity. So there is some creative energies here, but only for some people. It has a bad effect only if tied up with malefic, right? So this is true black malefic position. All right, so let's see where. So sometimes there is a point in the body that's connected to here. She is in the shoulder of Pegasus. Let's see. Imprisonment is strong here, so I don't know. So let's see. I'm trying to see like just accidents and drowning, so having to do with water. Here, left foot, right, and fungus. Left foot and fungus. So there's a couple of places that that can be affected. The lungs here. So what I'm thinking of is all of the, I don't know, like the spores that's getting in our lungs, right? Because of the allergy season. That's one of the things I'm thinking. However, anything that's chest causing fungus. So we might be breathing a lot of the spores, a lot of the histamine here. So I don't know. Preventive things to think about. If you are affected, of course, by this, large cup of tea, hot water can work. Okay, ginger root can work. Sassafras with ginger root can help. Okay, now sassafras with ginger root can be a powerful combination. So, however, so just for 3 days only. Okay, so we're talking about the lungs and breathing area of the chest that would be congested. So we are still, we're in allergy season. So I know I had the allergies last week. So this might be the effect of this star. And then of course, yes, we talk about the left foot and warts and type of. So we're looking at the growth on the left foot or warts or fungus on the left foot. So in terms, again, these are for some people, not everybody. So talk about this because this is with the moon. So I think it's fine. The Mars energy is pretty strong. And so because with the Mars energy here, this is accidents or sickness to your relatives. So your relatives might be sick. But Mars is very violent in a way. So accidents are usually prone. And I don't know what type of accidents. Danger. I shouldn't say I don't know what type of accidents. I do know what kind of accidents. Boating accidents, anything water related accidents. So, but might be suicide, but like whatever. So inflammation on the left foot, we said bronchial sac, we said that as well, same thing. So the idea of coughing, the idea of the cold, mucus. So here, same thing. A hot peppermint drink, a spearmint tea. Think about, so like last week I did my gallbladder and liver cleanse, and one of the things that I had was a lot of phlegm. So think about starting your spring cleaning with some sort of cleansing. Right, we are in the middle of the Earth season. Remember, the transition, the season don't automatically go like on the 21st. It's just all of a sudden spring. We move through Earth season first. Earth seasons are between the seasons. So Earth season give you about 18 days, between seasons that you move through. So think about doing your spring, your cleanses during those Earth season time, which I did last week. So especially to get rid of a lot of the mucus. So think about whatever type of cleanse that will get rid of mucus will help here, because that's what this star is indicating. Injury to the left foot, injury to the mucus in the bronchial. So we talk about a fungus infection in the lung area. Okay, so depending on the person, it might be harder than others. So be very mindful and careful here. And then of course, a lot of flooding, lots of water related accidents or incidents or whatever. So this is the star. Also, there is a relation to fixed star curb. This is indirect danger. So the indirect dangers would be like somebody else that you know is in danger, or somebody that you know causes you danger, that kind of a thing. Okay, so in summary, so we have this huge, large triangle of learning by this new moon. So the planets affected are going to be Mars and Pluto. So this is a problem or a crisis that we're going to find a solution for, that's going to promote learning and development until harmony and balance is restored. Now, again, the problem is the new moon squares Mars. The crisis is going to be an ego type of conflict, block desires, self-assertion, and of course, anger regarding this, right? We don't hide our anger. We express our anger. So we're not anti-ing any aspect of the self. Okay, the learning and development come through Mars, Quincunx, Pluto. Okay, this is about finding a solution to the problem that's gonna have us deciding which desire or that is most important. And then of course, because of this energy, it's gonna give us the courage to do it. There's a lot of energy here to spring forward. Okay, the harmonization is the new moon sextile with Pluto. This is a very strong aspect that really pushes us to achieve it, because it's coming from our head. Like, this is an intense desire. Okay, this is a very intense desire feeling. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna dream it. So gave you guys some hint here. So the solution to the problems come through adaptation, determination, your focus, your single-mindedness, focus on it. Okay, so this is the very important. Like, again, this fixed star is gonna, of course, because it's like high danger, it's gonna relate to family or somebody close. So it does make it more serious, because it might be dealing with accidents or illnesses, right? So any type of water-related misfortune, and then of course the lungs, the left foot and the lungs. Okay, left foot and the lungs, and so we're talking about water-related things, flooding, storms, shipwrecks, like whatever. I don't know about earthquakes, but you will see. All right. So understanding this new moon has a direct effect on the next eclipse cycle that's coming up. Okay. So this energy is going to last up to that April 20th eclipse. So here's the start, really, of our eclipse season. And so lots of energy here. So remember, this is what's today? Today's the 20th, so tomorrow is the 21st. So this is gonna be the equinox tomorrow. So utilize this energy. Tomorrow I'll come in with equinox information. So today I was coming with the new moon. So we'll do something. Right, we'll do something where I explain about the equinox, right? Okay, so sorry about the noise, sorry about the background noise. I'll see if if I come back tonight. I'm not gonna promise. If I come back tonight, I'll talk about this again. We'll move through it, and then we'll talk again tomorrow. So, wholeness. I know I didn't say hi to everybody. Thank you for the follow. I saw a couple of follows. Thank you for you guys who follow me. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for some of the people that came through that I knew and I didn't say hi to. So wanted to say that. Thank you very much. Now, eclipse season, remember, this is the beginning of the wave up until October. So if you know how energy moves, it's a big wave that starts here. So this is massive energy that takes us all the way to October, when we get our next eclipse season. So start utilizing. Usually what I do with when eclipse season starts, I start rolling my intention, because one of the things that you do, you don't do intentions right now for right now. Remember how waves go? So my intention for 6 months from now is actually when I'm doing it. So my projection into the future is going to be established now. You don't establish your intention for now. We establish our intention for the future now. And so really important to understand this, because we are, it's the same way. So what's happening now is based on the October eclipse season. Okay, October 2022 eclipse season. So we go, it's like imagine like the ocean, and the wave is rising. And so if you're on top of the wave started when it was low. Okay, so imagine now this is the beginning of a wave for October 2023. So set your intention very strongly as you start thinking about this now. Okay. So, in this energy, Pluto is really going to be like, the sun is shining on Pluto. So therefore, the sun is shining on your deepest and darkest desire. Put it out there. I mean, relieve some of those tension that you were hiding behind. Really great energy. Really, I mean, I personally like them. Again, I'm usually not optimistic, my wording. However, when you know what to do with an energy, you work with it. All right. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. I'll see if I can utilize this for reposting. I do have background noise, so we'll see. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, everybody. Wholeness. If I don't get to see you, thank you so much for the likes, by the way. I've been taping. This is why I look this nice. Wholeness, wholeness, wholeness.